Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio. I'm Dana.
I'm Chip.
What's up, everyone? I know we missed last week. Place is still a mess. We got some things in transition, but we're working on it. Jib's back in school. I've been working quite a bit, so
Yeah.
been a little slow. What's up? Let me jump into the comments. I saw a bunch of people earlier before we even started. We got Hefe in the house talking about the beats, the New Haven beats, the beats, coal fire beats.
Did you tell Dave, right, in Surin,
What?
to build a
Oh yeah,
oven?
I see him in the Dave's in the chat. I see him here.
Oh,
So Dave,
okay. Dave, are you still here?
we gotta do like a Field of Dreams thing if you're still here, Dave. If you build it, they will come. So you gotta build a coal fire, New Haven style, a Beats pizza oven out in the back in Surin or out in Udon, wherever your next build is. And then we'll organize a motorcycle trip and everyone comes up to eat a Beats at your place. Yo, Mojo, what's up, Joe?
Hi,
How you doing,
Joe.
brother? How's things in Florida? Chris, what's going on? How's things back in Oz? Anything trying to kill you? Snakes, snakes riding roos with poisonous frogs on their heads as a hat. Sharks walking on land on the back of Crocs. Is it Eric? What's going on, my friend? Soy Mafia, Thai Knot Riot breakdown, unlike America.
Why we have to have riots?
Yeah, it's just a small election. No big deal. I think she's talking about the election.
Oh,
Making
wait.
a comparison to
Yeah, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna need more time to
organize.
And build up like a people like.
The election's been an interesting couple weeks as well from a number of perspectives.
What number?
What's that?
What number?
I said the election's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, from a news perspective, quite a bit going on. So, I'll talk about, so my new bike, almost ready. I'm just waiting for the suspension to be tuned. I had a false start yesterday. I thought it was done. I went up to the shop to grab it. The suspension wasn't fully tuned yet, so came home dejected. Somehow sent Jib an emergency, like, SOS from Grab that she missed. And so then, like, right as I was getting home, she's messaging me, hey, you okay? But, yeah, I must have just hit something when I put it in my pocket. But so close to being ready for the new bike. Can't wait. And Jib has already said that she's very comfortable riding on it.
Yeah.
So, it's good. So
Maybe you can fit Joe on it too.
Me and Joe?
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Me and you on the bike, we're going to do a ride. But yeah, no, I think so. Jib will probably be going like some more remote locations to make some little mini docs with me, maybe.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We'll see. Yeah, America going. Yeah, I mean, look, America always, every few years, not every few years. Yeah, it seems like a couple times a decade at least, America goes through this thing where they've got to, approve the budget, or they're going to shut down or go bankrupt or default on loans. Something always happens. And then the government makes a big deal about it. Sometimes they have to furlough or lay off government workers. Oddly enough, yesterday I was at Pala, oddly enough, and I ran into a channel member, Paul's Apps. And, just randomly in Impala, which is, it's like the third person I've met in Impala who knows me from the channel. So it's pretty cool. I was out for lunch with some of my team. And so just talking to him, and we were sort of talking about that, like what happens to the government workers if the government does, basically file bankruptcy. Pandemonium. Who knows what could happen.
But here, I think since we passed a Tom Yum Goong crisis and then like a hamburger, just a little bit, then those experience prepare us for
Did you say hamburger?
Today. Yeah, they say that's one thing, but it's not hit us that same as Tom Yum Goong.
Oh.
So I think for the hamburger one is like a global.
Oh, okay.
But with
Maybe
Tom Yum Goong
08.
is like in Thailand that like the exchange rate is just like float.
Yeah, went to
That
double,
one is like the
crushing
worst.
the economy. Yeah.
The worst.
If you watch the Ghost Tower video, you guys know all about the impacts of that.
Yeah.
See Jib tearing up, talking about that time.
Always hurt.
Yeah, I know that's your high school years, right? So it's like very like.
It's like every girl in school we dream of like, okay, when we gonna graduate grade 12, we're gonna have like a banquet lunch at the Sitani Hotel, which is most of our parents cannot afford that for sure. Even just to have coffee that's like, maybe no.
Yeah.
So that can feed like the whole family for a meal. Why not? Why should we go there? So like, we keep waiting, like, okay, let's go. And then teacher said, girls, I have a bad news. We have money, but it's freezing in the bank. We cannot take it out. So we're so sorry that we cannot take you there. Because when we there will be like the person who teach the manner for like the table. Okay, what should we do when we sit there? It's like everyone dream for that, and then it's like gone. Like what? And actually, for a bachelor program, teacher told me there's one university that they open for, like it's a science program, but somehow they have MOU with French university. Like I cannot remember which one, but they say like if you can speak to some, you will get like 1 year free to go there.
Oh, wow.
And like just stay in the class. Like I dream for that. Like that's the ticket for me to go to see the world. So that's why I practice French for 2 years in class, and teacher like, you should go for that for sure, Jeff. I will write letter for you. It's like good, and then that year's like gone. Like yeah. But the other way, if I have a chance to go there, maybe I'm not here today.
True. So it's all very formative experiences in your life.
Yeah.
Uncle Craig, what's going on?
Hey, is it rain there?
Out in the Bangkok. I think it rained here last night.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
The sky was red when I went to bed. And it's like, it should rain, but I didn't hear anything. Just your snore.
I was exhausted last night, tell you that. Uncle Craig, what's going on? How's everything in the Bangkok? I watched one of his videos the other day. It's like really coming along. It's turned to his own little metropolis out there. His little fish ponds and his dope knockdown house. Yeah. It's going to be, actually not so little. I shouldn't say little fish ponds. They're huge. They're huge fish ponds.
Little by American standard.
Crab ponds. Yeah. I mean, little compared to the Great Lakes, but yeah, pretty big. So what is this Australian lawn worm? Is that just a boa constrictor? 5 more minutes.
Yeah. This t-shirt always
5 minutes.
remind your work.
Yeah, I'll take a ride on the wild side, come up to the farm. Might do that. That could be a good road trip on the bike when Jib gets a long weekend.
Huh?
Go up to Kampang Pet.
That long you go by yourself.
To
Okay.
KPP.
No.
No, it's not that far.
No, not on bike. No.
Yeah,
no.
could.
No.
Have you popcorn movie? What, Megan?
Oh, it's a sci-fi thriller.
Oh, yeah?
That like the doll. It's like Chucky, but this is girl version, and it's more like a robot thing.
Oh.
So Chucky is like possessed. Right?
Oh, okay.
But this one is like the robot, like that, like you can put it as a friend with your kid,
Okay.
and somehow it's weird. Freak out.
So actually, we'll talk about movie real quick. The trailer has dropped for a movie called The Creator, which is when I did my scene for that movie was called True Love. So that's the movie that's coming out with Denzel, directed by Gareth Edwards. Trailer's out. You've seen it.
What Denzel? Not Denzel.
Denzel's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think this new name is better.
Yeah, it definitely.
Is it True Love? It's like what True Love is? Like what? It sounds like it's gonna be like a movie of like a American Sweetheart with like a handsome guy, you know.
Yeah.
True love. Like just the name.
Well, I think the story it's about the idea of love
Yeah, I know,
and humanity.
But I mean, just the name
Hmm.
is like it's make me feel like it just like can be like rom-com or
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, for me,
romantic.
when I look at it,
something.
and I think about like the idea of like all good sci-fi, right? It tells, like all good movies, it tells us a larger story of the human condition, and that being humanity, love, oppression, fairness, and I think that's where the original name came from. But I look at this trailer and I feel like so fortunate that I think like I'm gonna have a part in a movie that's gonna be considered with the sci-fi classics of all time, if the movie is as good as the trailer leads us to believe.
So your beard gonna be in movie.
Yeah, my beard, yeah. But I think like it's just like I think it could be on that level of like a Star Wars as far as like impact in the sci-fi world, or like Dune, right? Like it feels like that type of epic. Now I don't know that it has multiples and sequels and stuff in it as a franchise, but now I don't know how the movie ends. All of that was very guarded. I only got the script for the day that I shot, right? Like I didn't see anything outside of that. The only reason I know more background is because Ralph Ineson gave me some background on the movie that he knew about, so that I could develop my character a little bit. So I mean but looking at the trailer for the creator, I mean, it really does look amazing, and like it could be, from a sci-fi perspective, like one of the best movies we've seen in a long time. I think like also like one of the interesting things that's come out is that movie was predominantly filmed on FX3, Sony FX3s, which is the same camera I have.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, so like $140+ million movie filmed on the same camera I shoot my documentaries on.
What?
This is the thing. When I was on set, I thought for sure in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's the FX3, right? That's what I thought. But then I was also like in my mind, like, no, it must be part of the Sony Venice system, where I know with the Venice they have a small sensor module that looks similar to an FX3, and then they have the main computing module that they run cables to. And so I remember like they had like just a tray of cameras with different lenses on it, and they were rolling those around. And yeah, so they must have been just all FX3s. And I thought they were just swapping it out to a Venice like processing mod, because they would put it on the dolly, put it on the jib, and then Gareth would always like run it like with this handheld like sort of focus pulling device. So, and I'd see him from behind. He'd be behind the monitor. But yeah, it's very interesting. I think that this movie, like $140 million movie, is made with the same camera I'm shooting my zero budget documentaries with.
Every scene filmed with that?
I don't know if every scene.
That you shoot that.
The day I shot, then for sure. I mean, they were rigged up a bit. Like they had like special cages that I'd never seen on them, and the way they would rig them and mount them was a little different. And they had monster lenses, like cinema lenses mounted to them, anamorphics. But I'll say one thing, like if that was the case, like if they use it for everything, and I did email someone that I'm still in touch with from production and asked like, hey, did they actually use this for everything? I haven't heard back yet. I'm assuming that the answer is going to be yes. We'll see, but that they use it for probably 99%, if not 100%. And I know that when I talked to Gareth at lunch that day on set, he said after they finish in Bangkok, they're going to London for like 30 days or 60 days to film studio shots. Mm-hmm. And then he was going around the world to film all the B-roll for transitions and stuff. He'd be in like 30 countries in like 10 days or something crazy.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited. Check out the creator if you haven't seen the trailer yet. It comes out on September 29th. So maybe for anyone who's in Bangkok at that time, if you're interested, maybe like we'll do like a short meetup and we can all go see it together or something.
To
Could
see
be fun.
2 seconds of your face
Two
in the movie.
2 seconds of my. If anyone can pick me out in the movie, but yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. Anyone who's in Bangkok, if you'd be interested, we can set that up. Maybe we go over to like was it Major Ekamai or something and see it. But yeah, it could be fun. Could be fun. Could go to Siam even.
Samyan, nice.
Oh, yeah, we could go to Samyan Midtown.
House theater.
I don't know if they're gonna
They have like the
show that though.
the market movie too, not just like art.
Oh, Chris is gonna send us a photo of a Aussie lawnworm after the show. Okay. Take the rice boat up the Chao Phraya to Mei Ping and stop in KPP. Can you? Is there
Nothing
a boat?
is a river.
Okay. All right. I have to do that.
So that's the 5 rivers combined to one to be like a Chao Phraya.
Okay. Uncle Chris says, yeah, just had a watch of the trailer of The Creator like a very same day. I think it was, I saw your post on Discord that you participated in. That does look like yeah, I think it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be epic. And I hope I hope it does get traction. From what I know of the story, like I said, I know literally one day out of like 9 months of them shooting, I know one day of the script. And just the background that I got from Ralph and from John David Washington on set about the movie and the character and stuff. So there's some things that I know like outside of like my day, but not specifics on the actual story. But it feels like it's going to be something special. And I would argue that Gareth Edwards directed the best modern Star Wars movie. Definitely the best movie outside the trilogies. The 3 trilogies or the anthology, whatever you want to call it. But
How can you call the Star Wars 6 episode and more?
I think
So
anthology.
main is a 6, right? 6 Star Wars. Like
4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean like 1 through 3.
I think you
It's
call it the
later.
prequel trilogy.
I am confused. Like when
So the
I was
original-
young, I don't know that Star Wars film like started 4, 5, 6, and then I said, why is it 1, 2, 3? I said, what is that?
So I think you call the first 3 that came out in the 70s the original trilogy. Then the prequels of the prequel trilogy, and then the last ones I just call them all the anthology, the Star Wars anthology. But I would argue Rogue One is the best movie outside the trilogies for sure. Can I get for you anything, Joe? I'll take a headshot and sign it for you. Just check the video. That's something different to what Google showed me. I wouldn't have. I'll pass on eating. We could do a movie viewing like that guy's sleepover. Oh yeah, absolutely. Just laying on the floor eating pizza. 2 guys with. Yeah, we should all like get a bunch of Pala, smuggle it into the movie theater, and do a screening.
No, it smell in the theater for sure.
Of course, like pizza.
Do not.
Is it Memorial Day weekend, Deborah? Happy Memorial Day. We don't have it here, so.
What is Memorial Day?
It's a day to remember, I guess, soldiers in the U.S.
We have a Veterans Day here.
I guess it's different than Veterans Day.
And why is it? What's
Like
the memory?
soldiers who died fighting for the country.
So I think we combine to one day.
Maybe.
Like whoever's still alive from like since World War II or later war, they come to that day.
Yeah.
Like on a wheelchair, like people.
Yeah,
bring
in
them.
America too.
Yes, and they will go to the Victory Monument because in that the base of the Victory Monument, that's all the ash from the passed away soldier.
Yeah, luckily no buses for me in The Creator, so not
Huh?
going to be typecast.
What?
I'm not driving a bus in The Creator.
No.
I'm really waiting for Bang to come out. Like
oh yeah,
the
I
movie
don't
I
see that
filmed.
one yet. It's long, right?
It's been a long time. I think
yeah.
I think because the main actor in that movie, Jack Essie, Jack Kesey. He is, I think Paramount is like trying to decide,
Oh, it's Paramount.
do they put a big push behind him
Oh.
or not? 'Cause
So can he be next Tom Cruise?
it's tough to tell from, like, I've seen him in other movies. He's a cool guy, for one. The character of Bang is sort of like a one-dimensional John Wick.
Okay.
So
People like John Wick.
but I'm saying, like, he doesn't have the depth of, at least in this movie, they
So
didn't.
no dog kill.
No dog kill, but they didn't develop the depth of his character as much as like a
Ah.
John Wick,
Alright.
right? So, like, I don't, like, he seems like he's a good actor. He played the character Bang really well, but a lot of that script for him was just one-liners, you know. So who knows how it will flush out? But I would be interested to see like him in a role. He was in 12 Strong, actually. So, whoa. He was in 12 Strong, so he definitely, like, he's got some range. But yeah, I'd be interested to see. But I think my understanding is Paramount's deciding, do they put a big push behind him or not? And I've seen the trailer for Bang. I haven't seen the whole thing. I think that will be just a fun movie. Who directed it, is just a really good action director. He made my favorite bad movie of all time, which is Ballistic, with Lucy Liu and Antonio Banderas, which
I
is
like it.
it's a really bad movie, but it's a really fun movie, and I think that, like, he makes fun movies, good or bad. It's always going to be fun.
You don't think much when you watch movie.
It depends on the movie. Depends on the movie. Sometimes I want to watch a movie where I'm engrossed and I'm thinking and I'm engaged, and sometimes I just want to watch Lucy Liu shooting a gun off a rooftop, you know, and flipping a car over. So it depends. Yeah, I think Creator looks great. I mean, the film, the way it looked, even when I did my ADR for the movie, which is where you record your dialogue after the fact. Like, there's a scene where, like, you don't actually see my face, but I have a line. And they just wanted to change slightly what that line was, so I came in and did the ADR. And you do, like, 50 takes, like, different emotion, different timing, but you're trying to match what you see on screen. So even when I saw that, and that footage was ungraded, they let it play a little longer than needed, and I got to see some really cool stuff. So I was excited for what I saw, and it was like a 2-minute clip, and, like, it looked amazing. Uncle Craig, when I lived in Saipan, everywhere Colonel Tibbetts, the guy who flew the Enola Gay, dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, would come out to visit the anniversary. Did that every year until, oh, wow. Smoke Def. What's going on, Smoke Def? Are you going to be here September 29th? I was just talking about the Creator, the movie I'm in with John David Washington coming out. It comes out September 29th, so I was saying maybe if anyone's in Bangkok or wants to come to Bangkok, we go do a viewing together at the theater. We just roll up and check it out. I think it's going to be probably one of the best sci-fi films of the decade. Thought you were going to say your favorite bad movie was Superbad wasn't a bad movie, though,
What's
Uncle
that,
Craig. That's
Superbad?
not a movie you should watch, babe.
What's in it?
Jonah Hill and
Okay. Jonah Hill's the chubby guy.
Yeah, so this one he was a kid,
Beard.
and it's basically just a horribly funny, amazing movie about, like, raunchy teenage boy stuff,
What is raunchy?
like dirty jokes.
Ooh.
Yeah, sexual, drugs.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna watch that.
It's a great movie, though. I love it. It's not a bad movie at all.
Is that a movie about you?
It could have been.
I think I have enough for that, so I don't have to watch movie.
Yeah, Smoke Def, if you're here, for sure. I mean, like I said, anyone who wants to go, I think it'll be dope to go check out. I'd be surprised if anyone actually catches me in the movie. I just think it
Maybe
comes
it's
and goes
like-
so quick. Yeah, they just like boom. I know for a fact 2 of my lines at least made it in. And then actually when I was there, I read a few no character lines that are just radio for the ADR. Just they're like, oh, you have a great voice. Will you do this?
Oh, they like your voice.
Yeah, so I did like just I think because my voice is a little bit deep, but not super deep, and they're like, oh, we can put it like on the radio and we can tweak it, and no one will know it's you. So there's a few things that like my voice might pop up in a few other radio scenes,
Yeah.
but we'll see. But yeah, I think ultimately it's just going to be an awesome like movie. I'm excited to just be part of it, and I think it'll be great.
I would
Absolutely.
like to see it.
Yeah. So yeah, if anyone's in Bangkok, like around the end of September, and wants to go see an awesome sci-fi movie, and you might notice me in it if it quick enough. Don't blink. Yeah, for sure. And actually, Ron Walker, Pequan, American Thai guy
Oh,
on
Pequan,
YouTube,
okay.
I believe he's in it as well. Completely different part than me. I think he plays a tank commander.
Oh.
So yeah, maybe I hit him up and like we do something together, and we can all do a viewing. I'll be in Pattaya. We'll come to Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Joe. Yeah, for sure. You gotta rent a bike and ride up.
Huh?
But
Take a coach.
we'll do motorcycle pizza trip after that.
Okay.
Or maybe we do like motorcycle pizza ride for lunch and then go see a movie. And just everyone drive the bikes.
Yeah. We can take train.
Oh, it'll be fun.
We can take bus.
See, I can't wait to get the new bike out. I want to show these guys for sure. Oh, one thing, guys. So this week, I started running again a few weeks ago, and I was making some good progress. And I got a really, really bad ingrown toenail. Like, yeah, you just see Jib's face. It was when it first got infected. Like I know I caused it, right? Like no question about that in my mind. I caused it. When I was running, my toenail broke, and I was trying to cut it, and I ended up pulling a piece off the edge. And I know that can cause ingrown toenails. And so it right away got infected, even though like I doused it in iodine, like right away. Just infected right off the bat. So it was like all swollen, hard to, I felt in my shoe one day, it was just like throbbing. I took my shoe off and I had like this bulbing infected part coming out the side. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to get my toenail cut off because that hurts when it grows back in and it'll mess me up. And I want to get back into running again once it's all healed. And so I just started taking antibiotics, and I was taking amoxicillin because I had it in my stash here at the house, and that didn't work. So Jib went out, got me a stronger antibiotic. That seems to be killing it, but I'm probably going to have to get like at least 2 more packs just to go through. Keep killing the infection. I've been soaking it in like Epsom salt and stuff. So it's coming along, but man, it was gruesome. Wasn't it? Like when it was like at its peak swollenness and infected. Now it just feels like a little bit inflamed and sensitive. And so like I was walking up to bed last night and I hit, our stairs are open. So like kind of like that classic Thai style stairway. And my foot came up under one of the stairs and my toe hit it, and it was just like the most painful thing. I was like, "Ah!" Yeah, so like that's why I haven't been like super mobile the last week, but I was getting to a point too where I was like making good progress on running. Like I was like improving my distance every time, improving my speed, and like a lot of like the form and function of like how to run was coming back to me on muscle memory. And now I've got to restart it all. I blame my buddy Darren for making me interested in running again. He's the reason I got this damn ingrown toenail. Darren's the guy who scored Ghost Tower.
Yeah.
Fabulous musician. He runs like 30 kilometers a day. He's a savage. Yeah.
About his like running routine.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think his shortest day might be like between 10 and 15 kilometers. Like he runs every day. And he used to run marathons and stuff back in the day. Yo, Callum, what's up, brother? Hey, I was just, we talked about the bike earlier. Almost done. But I was saying, man, anyone who's in Bangkok on September 29th or thereabouts, the trailer for a movie called The Creator with John David Washington just came out. Ken Watanabe's in it. Ralph Ineson. I'm in that movie. I have speaking role, and some of my lines made it into the movie. So I was saying, anyone who's here, maybe we do a pizza run on the bikes and then go watch the movie. So motivation to make a September trip if you want, Callum. Keep it drained, antibiotics, and what really helps is spray on betadine to help stop. Yeah, I've been hitting it with betadine 4 or 5 times a day. Just keeping. I haven't been wearing shoes, and just like it seems like there's nothing to drain now. It's just a little bit of inflammation left. I had used like a really thick 18 gauge needle to try and drain out some of the pus. I got a little bit, but not a ton. And now it just seems like that part that was inflamed is more just like dried, shriveled, and just probably going to fall off at some point soon.
You mean your toe?
Yeah, like that piece that popped out on the side.
No, I mean your toe.
No, my toe's not going to fall off. Definitely not. I was just filming my rack. Oh, nice. Yeah, so the suspension should be fully tuned. I got the, it's not this phone holder, but it's very similar to this by Moto Wolf, and I got to bring it to get it wired up. I reordered the 7-liter fuel tank yesterday because the guy had to pre-order it. It took like 12 days to get. So now I reordered. He was the one who was going to send it COD. I was like, I want to order it online. He's like, all right, yeah, go ahead. So he's going to send me that. So I'll have a 7-liter fuel tank. I'll get the phone holder wired up. So I was looking at like a motorcycle-specific GPS, and here in Thailand, like a GPS unit runs about 6,000 to 8,000 baht. So I bought this Oppo phone for the Oppo F5, which came out in 2017. I bought it new for 1,200 baht, and I'll use this as a GPS. We have a SIM card that we got from True. With our home internet, and it's 10 gigs a month, so it's more than enough to use for GPS data when I'm out. And like that's the only thing on there. I just put Google Maps and good to go. So with that, the powered phone holder, I'll be all set. Be balling. How do you know that? Small bike stuff in the house. The New Zealand boy, the Kiwi biker. I don't know. Kiwi biker is that girl, right, Callum? There's a girl that rode. She's a New Zealand girl. A woman. She's a woman, not a girl. At least I think she's probably like 30 something. She like drove her motorcycle all over the U.S. Whoa. And then she lived in Vietnam for a while, and she made like a rap video in Vietnam. That's actually pretty cool. But she was driving like a big bike in Vietnam, which I thought was strange. Like, you're just inundated by small bikes there. It's going to be so like counterintuitive to get something bigger than like a Honda Wave, because like there's just so many of them like crisscrossing out. Yeah, Kiwi Cruisette. Yeah, she rode she did like a whole trip across the U.S. And then, like I said, she was in Vietnam for a while. She made these cool, music, like rap videos. A bit cheesy, but really good. You know, like that type. Oh yeah, lunch cutter. Is lunch cutter a Kiwi term, Callum? Because I don't.
Lunch cutter.
Or is it just like some random shit she made up? Like, it's a cool name, but I don't know, is it like a Kiwi term, or is it just like randomness?
What's that mean?
I don't know. Lunch cutter. I've never heard it before. Maybe it's a Kiwi thing. Actually, Caleb did a great interview the other day with a New Zealand guy who lives in the UK, who rides his small bike. He keeps his bikes in his apartment. Like in the living room.
Is that small, or his apartment very big?
Both are small, the bikes and his apartment.
Huh?
The bikes and his apartment are small. But like he's got like in the interview Caleb's did, he's got a like his CT 125 right next to the couch.
175. That's big.
125,
Oh,
CT 125.
125.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me say, I think her and another woman want to make skate videos under that name, but never got around. Oh, just an edgy sound. Okay, cool. Skate videos would have been cool. But yeah, her motorcycle. I thought it was like I had seen that Vietnam rap song video like before I ever met you, but I had just seen it randomly. I never followed her. But yeah, it was cool. It was a very Vietnam feeling video for sure. Like just so many bikes. Like in Vietnam, it's like for you guys who have never been, there's so many motorcycles in Vietnam. They're like, and they just sort of like swarm around you and then they're gone. Like you don't get hit really. A lot of people just say it's about the confidence when you walk out into the street. Also, like if you're my size, I think like a bike's just afraid to hit you because it'll probably get totaled. So like you see me in the road, you're like, oh, let me swerve. It's the same as hitting a car. But yeah, very cool. Check out Kiwi Cruzette or Lunch Cutter Productions. Find our old, like I think it's like Ho Chi Minh City rap or something like that. Joe, if you can find that, throw it in there. Oh, what's he saying? Steps, 49, almost 500,000 steps for your 1.5 million before your birthday. Nice, Joe. Almost a third of the way there, dude. Actually, that's not even like you got a morning walk away from 500,000, dude. Like you're what are you averaging a day right now? You over 30K? You got to be, right? To do 500,000 before your birthday. So literally, like that's your morning walk. 8,000 more gets you to 500,000. What's that? That's huge. Okay, we'll check those out later. This is the lawn worms. Is that what they're called? So yeah, I sent Callum a video of. I took a video of my bike before the mods, so you could see it stock. And then when it comes back, when it's fully modded, when it's got the tank, when it's got the phone holder. I put a rack on the back, all my engine sliders and everything. And actually, I just saw there's a part I want for my bike. It's only available in the Philippines. So, because this bike is more popular in the Philippines than it is in Thailand. It's actually more popular in every other Southeast Asian country that has a bike culture than Thailand.
Why?
So I think just because all the other countries 150 is a much more standard engine size, and here 125 seems to sort of be the standard. So because Honda Thailand dictates so much of the small bike market around the world, and the Honda Wave, the whole Clubhouse series are like the hot thing here, and so 125 seems to be the standard. But in Vietnam, Malaysia, and Philippines, 150 is very desirable. And like in the Philippines, they have a whole racing circuit with my type of bike, where guys race like the Suzuki Raider and the Yamaha Exciter. They race those on tracks, and the Honda Winner they sell in these other countries. So, or the Sonic as well. So I'm probably gonna hit up Mike because I think Gracie is back in the Philippines. If she is, I'm gonna ask him if she'll mule me back this piece for my bike 'cause it's small. But it's a set of frame sliders that mount under the fairings and then swing out on top of the fairings. So you have like it's covered. But yeah, I'll see. I'll hit up Mike, and if Gracie's there, we'll figure out a way. And she's willing, we'll figure out a way that I can order that up, and get it shipped over. It's cheap too. It's like 1,400 baht. I did the conversion on the pesos. So yeah. Getting the bike ready to go. So Caleb, it could be a little bit before you get the after, but yeah, it's coming along.
Coming along with all those box behind.
Yeah, you can't see all the boxes right now, but yeah, there's definitely parts. I got the original fender floating around over here somewhere. I found on Lazada last night, I haven't been able to find a jacket, but I found a motorcycle riding hoodie that was a 6X that I think will fit me. All the measurements are like 1 centimeter,
Hoodie.
2 centimeters bigger than me. Lightweight.
Oh, okay.
You know, so, and Jib ordered, so I was ordering riding kit for Jib last night.
Don't tell about size.
We'll talk about the jacket. So Jib is so small that a lot of the extra small jackets were too big. We only found one that was a good fit. And then none of the jeans were the right size to fit Jib either. I was going to get Jib some riding jeans as well. You know, just so she could, because we had a crash before. I've talked about this in the past. I used to have, oh, Joe, thank you for throwing this up, Lunch Cutter Productions. Check this girl's channel out. It's really cool. So Jib and I used to have, I used to ride at a CRF, Honda CRF 250, modded as a super motard, with CB 650 wheels. And it was a pretty ridiculous bike the way it was modded up. Actually, this is before I modded with the wheels, though. It had the stock wheels. And so I was dropping her off at work, and Jib almost always wore her riding jacket. This is we were just in a rush that day. We were running late. She didn't throw it on. And so we just had helmets on, and I don't even know if you had gloves on. I had gloves on for sure. Because I never ride without. I think you probably did. Because I remember your hands weren't messed up.
My hands look good.
Yeah. And so to get from where we lived to the faculty that we both worked at, we would cut under a bridge, like one of those U-turns that go under a bridge, but our complex actually dumped out right into the back of this. So I could go out the back way and then cut under. And for whatever reason, like it was either garbage or some type of oil was just like covering this part of the road underneath. And we were only going like 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers an hour. Like really slow.
Yeah. U-turn part.
Yeah, and there's like no reason to go fast, especially with a passenger. And on that bike, it's not really made for a passenger. Like it's not comfortable for the driver or the passenger on that bike. And so we hit this grease, and like the bike just literally went sideways. And I tried to give it a bit of throttle to straighten it back out, and it did for a second. And then we just hit like a bigger patch of the grease. And then when it ended and I picked up a bit more traction, it just ended up throwing us off the bike, and we high-sided. And Jib went off into one direction. The bike slid. For as slow as we were going, the bike went far. Like it slid. Like that's how.
I saw you roll.
Yeah.
And the bike just go for it. It's like.
Yeah.
And I forget about or think about how many cars behind. I don't know. It's just like, oh, I'm hurt. Like. Yeah. On the street, it's like, oh, what should I do? So I tried to get up, like get away from the road.
Yeah, Jib got over to the gravel. I got thrown. Jib went off one way, and I got high-sided off the other into traffic. And the bike slid forever. And I got up, like, right away, and I went over to check on Jib. And, like, you were just, like, you were hurt, but you were, like, you were talking, you were okay.
Because it's like, just like, what I remember is like it started to shake.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It just happened so quick. It's like it just shake, and then I know that like I'm facing down to the road, so it's like I see like through the helmet like I'm going down. So the reaction is like I do this, to like I'm falling, and it's head. I don't know how hit, but I feel like I hit, and it's like. I feel like I do this. That's why this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, you were all cut up.
It's like here. And I don't know what else happened. I don't know what happened to my legs. But I mean, like this right side is like all right, like thing, and like I try to get up, like get away. That's it. It's like I'm still thinking like what happened. I hear like wing in my ears, like what happened.
Yeah, and I was fine.
Like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. That's it.
I was fine. I didn't even have any cuts, and I was only wearing like a t-shirt.
I think we have lots of bruises on.
I had a few the next day, but you were really like your hip was ripped up, knee, and so.
My calf, like
yeah,
bruised.
I was able to get up right away. I walked over to Jib, and checked on her, and she was banged up, but she was okay. Luckily, there happened to be a taxi coming under the underpass on the U-turn, so I waved him down. I threw Jib into the taxi because the university hospital is like a minute away.
Yeah.
And I think I just gave you my wallet and was like, here, go. I'll see you at the hospital. You called the faculty like, hey, I'm going to be late. And they were like, don't come in.
I still have to go to get like a laptop and go to work.
Yeah.
Say, okay, let me get laptop and work from home.
Yeah. So I went and so after I got Jib in the taxi, I went back to get my bike. And it was blocking traffic coming in the other direction. And people were like trying to drive around it. And there was a dude trying to pick it up, and he couldn't. And I remember I just went over and picked it up. 'Cause this is 250. It's not, and it's a dirt bike. They're made to be light and like easy to lift. And so I just lifted it up, jumped on, and I rode to the hospital. And when I got there, I remember they were like, you were already in the back being like patched up, and they were like scrubbing your hip wound. See what's that?
So I tried to check like, if I like any like a bone break. I was like, I don't think so. So it just hurt, but not.
Did you get X-rays or no?
No.
No, yeah.
Because I can move. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I can move things. So doctor come to check. Oh, can you lift this? Can you do that? It's like I can do everything. It's okay. Just like outside cut. Then just get like I don't know what it's called, like tetanus.
Tetanus shot, yeah.
Just get a shot and get like some
Yeah, I remember
medicine.
when we got home and we were taking like all the clothes off to wash them, like everything was just covered in grease. Like
Yeah,
just
it's
like a thick,
oily.
oily grease.
I don't know what is that.
And
but
it was
not easy to clean.
No, and it ruined like I think it ruined my jeans, your jeans. Yeah. So yeah, even Caleb says women's motorcycle riding gear is tough in general. Oh, you want to show them your helmet?
Huh?
Show them your helmet. I got Jib a cool helmet.
Hey.
I think Caleb, you've already seen this
Mom
helmet.
laughed a lot yesterday when she saw it.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? She thought it's yours.
So here's the thing on helmets too, guys. Is I've got Jib and I have the opposite problem for helmets. I have a 63 centimeter head, and Jib was he 54?
52.
52. So, yeah, this is the only helmet we could find that fits Jib.
You want me to wear it?
Yeah, take your glasses off. Yeah. So, yeah, check out. But, yeah, the women's ride, it's tough. It is tough to get. And for me, it's tough, too. Like, someone my size in Asia is not easy to get riding gear. I can only order helmets from one company, you know. And jackets, forget about it. Here's Jib's helmet. So these are actually vents up here. So there's airflow that goes through this. But yeah, this is the smallest helmet we could find, adult helmet, and it's DOT rated. So yeah, there you go. Not bad, babe. Oh, Hefe, yeah, I definitely will. I think Chris might know someone as well. He's got some Philippine connections. But hopefully, Tony's already back. Otherwise, I would have definitely hit him up had I found this before. I'm actually seeing Tony next week. He gets back. He's in Pattaya for the weekend with his buddy Connor. First date with my wife, I high-sided in the rain. Ooh, and even though there was blood and pain, she still came to my house. Oh, nice. Smooth, Uncle Craig, smooth. Average in 18.5. Nice, Joe. Check these guys out for protective gear. They specialize in odd shapes and sizes for men and women. I use the Kevlar weave jeans. Oh, so here's Jib's last piece from last year.
That many batch before me never finished.
Oh, really?
Because it's like
Sit down so you can get to the mic.
so
Chris, can you send me that link? Sorry, man. Can you send me that link again?
So it's
on Messenger
to finish
or line or
every
whatever.
lesson is 5 pieces.
Yeah.
So we finish all on time. But the last one is like the piece that, well, it's on your own. You decide like what you want to make. And it can be like your idea. to just study like okay style is it like Ayutthaya, Thonburi, either Ratanakosin drawing style, but this is Thonburi style. I mean like a architecture is like Thonburi style, and this is like what someone call like Nirvana. Yeah. Is that a band?
Yeah.
Why they name that Nirvana?
Uh,
So yeah, it's like it's the last piece that we would like to go. Like we stay in peace there.
Nice.
So this is like working on.
Awesome.
When I finish that, I will start to work on Joe.
Okay. Soon, Joe. Soon. Joe's lost 36 pounds down to 260. Nice, Joe.
Whoa. You like it? With
Jib's
this
helmet's
color?
perfect. That's really good. I like the color a lot. I like the sky, babe.
So this is like a style that actually original painting is on the ancient paper. Somehow the paper is last longer than like the mural in the temple.
So what is this particular shape? This thing. Talk about what this is for.
This is for monk.
What is it? That's
Like the monk will put this fan that will have like the handle here, like long handle here. It will like about this size.
Yeah.
And like when they pray, they will put this in front. So can use for the good event and the bad event. So I try to make it like okay, this is like last piece. So it can be for the funeral that okay, hope that the day will go to this place.
oh, power's out. Did the stream drop?
What is that?
The power went out.
Yeah, but do we on?
I think we're still the modem is on. The modem's on a power backup, so is the computer.
Okay.
I think we're good, guys.
Okay.
So power flicked. Let us know if there's any issues.
So the other side is like the castle that with the
Caleb
the
says stream's
Buddha,
still on. Nice, thanks.
the Buddha and all the angels.
This is gonna be the hard side for painting.
Yeah. So I keep it for later. I just like do for easy part.
These guys like the helmet.
Not my painting.
Is it? Oh, we haven't got to the painting comments yet, babe. Is it kitties or another word, Joe? Are the airs vents or is the front of the airs are vents, but they only run over the surface of the helmet. So that air doesn't funnel into the helmet. It just goes over the surface, comes out the back. But yeah, they are vented. It'd be a great neck workout though if they were just solid and you're like constantly fighting against it.
The downside with that helmet, I cannot have my bun.
Yeah. Yeah, if it would just lower.
Or I just cut my hair short.
Built-in GoPro mounts. See, Cam says the art's amazing as usual.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so Eric said it's a fan. Yes, I don't know that they use it as a fan,
No,
Eric.
they don't use it like to fan like that. But I don't know what it's called in English, so that's why I call it a fan.
It kind of looks like a construction sign to me, where like you hold it out on the side of the road,
put
it
in
says
front.
stop, go.
No, you just hold still and like pray.
No, but in America they'll have like someone who holds a sign at construction sites on the road, and it'll say like stop on one side. You flip it, it says go.
Not for this one, but I mean like.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, yeah.
The power backup.
Those two separate backups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apavera, what's up, man?
สวัสดีค่ะ
Very interesting art and gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So after this finishes, then you're gonna start to work on your competition piece.
Maybe the second semester. So for the first one, teachers still have many things that this like make the other foundation, other style that make it look like smooth like tile.
Okay.
So he has like a secret recipe for that, which he's gonna teach you the second year. So it's like, oh, I'm rich, I will learn, and it's like, yeah.
So
that's why we come back.
Yeah. So with that, with with what you're learning in second year, what the first year are doing, like do you when you see them going through the beginnings where now they're just drawing all the lines, that like how do you feel?
it just remind me like, oh, what, like, how do I look when I start, and how I come this far. It's like, wow, that's a huge, like, a different. It's more than big. It's a huge difference. Like, from like when I cannot, like, just draw the straight line, or cannot make a circle with the brush.
Yeah.
Now, even it's not perfect circle, but it's circle enough.
Now, I remember when you went in for your interview for second year, you talked to the teacher about, like, if you had to pick one section, one type of art or one style to specialize in, you would pick architecture.
Yes.
Is that still your focus?
Yes, because for me it's easier to understand compared to other thing, because that's like I would say it's related to mathematics. So most of them is like either half or 1/3 of like the big frame. So with that, I can understand that, like how to spread it in section. But for like natural background, it's like it's painful. It's like, what kind of flower is that? What kind of tree is that? Do I have to, like, actually in a Thai painting, it's all real trees. So teacher said, okay, if you want to really understand it, you should go to check what tree is that. So sometimes I confuse about, is that jackfruit or is it durian? Because it's look alike. So I have to really go back for biology class to understand it. And it's like all the animal, except Hinmapan stuff, which is a mix of whatever that never happened, never real thing. But like the rest in the background is like the birds and the elephants and horses. It's like real, that relate to the real thing.
I know I've seen like the reference drawings that you've brought home, and it's like you draw the anatomy under the shape. So that it seems like the Thai art really strives, the traditional Thai art really strives to create like a very anatomically correct image.
Correct. So teacher said he studied and find out that it's all perfect fit. Like, so from the Western drawing that you make it exact look alike, we smooth it up. So we call it tip. Tip is like surreal. But actually the frame is same. If you like put it like over each other, it should be like same exact. Like for the elephant that I draw on the wood piece, that one is like, if you put it on like a elephant structure, like bone structure, it should be like fit.
Yeah. I think Callum brings up a great idea that you should take up Sakyant tattooing and just do your art on people.
Oh, that's cannot fix. Like if I, for this painting, if something like not nice, I can repaint it like with this pigment and just like, okay, cover it and like paint it again. But on a human skin, there's no second chance.
Actually, we bought like a couple of tattoo machines, and actually you tried the rotary one, you liked it. Right, and so I told Jib like she should try, like, cause
actually it's helped to relax my fingers and my hand
after drawing all day. Yeah. So actually we talked about that before. Jib's a bit nervous to do, and then she doesn't have the time to like practice and learn the craft of it right now. But I do think that's like, if you're gonna be an artist,
I can design and you do it.
But I think if you're gonna be an artist, it's one way. Like it's a very good way to bring, like, to be able to make money from your art, to monetize your art.
Okay, I will do if Jason or Hamsi would like to have.
Okay.
Or I would do
you have to practice before you get to that point.
I know, but if one of them interested in it, I will practice until I'm.
See, even Eric said if a few people went first, he consider a Jib tattoo.
Huh?
See, you've got a lot of like free space to practice on me.
Which part?
A lot of, like, most of my legs free.
With your hand in a
My stomach.
Okay, I'll draw that one.
Okay. So, yeah, a lot of free space. So you can practice. Fill in the rest of my arms. So see, lots of room to practice, babe.
Your butt,
Yeah, my butt completely untattooed. Could
it's
do
round space, so it might be not easy to like design something that fit for like a curve.
That's the challenge. You got to figure it out. So see, I'll be Jib's practice canvas. She can tattoo on me. So, yeah, you can just start doing architecture tattoos, Thai traditional architecture tattoos. Actually, I think like one of her classmates, who's a friend of ours too, Pat. He likes like Hanuman, like he likes those characters.
He likes giants and monkeys.
So like he could like he would probably be a really good tattooer.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you once he's done at the palace, he'll probably go and get tattoos.
He has a book of a Sakyan.
Yeah.
And he gave it to PA. PA really get into this like a magical thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, PA, are you sure you lawyer? Like, what? It's like, wow, I like it. Oh, I should show. I didn't show you. Like,
tell him I want to see his Sakyan book. Oh, Eric, man, thank you very much for the ink.
For
the ink.
Oh, now I have to practice that.
He's making a reservation for his tattoo.
I think I can make a design, but I'm not sure that I can do the tattoo, Oh, so there's one brand of like stationery thing.
It's like once you built up a bit of a name, it's a great career, good income.
On a human skin.
Yeah.
So from what you watch on the Netflix is about the tattoo thing, right? And the people scream like, "Oh, it's hurt!" It's like, I cannot, like, sit and work in that environment. Like people keep screaming to me like, "Oh, it's hurt," and vomit. It's like, no.
No one screams when they get tattooed.
I don't know, but in that series, people scream.
They might just.
No. It's like some like yelling. Like.
I think that's just when it's on TV. That's for dramatic effect.
Oh,
that's it.
Okay.
So we got Eric has already paid for his reservation for his tattoo.
Really?
He's put down $10 to secure his spot.
Really? Okay. I'll try.
Frank, what's up, man? Body wax back on the table, and you should get the. Actually, so I've talked about Jim and I have talked about I would get a robot building tattoo to sort of like cap off the documentary as we film it. So that might be something that we do. Yeah, we'll figure out where. I don't know. It could be on one of my arms.
Erase this.
Yeah,
it
could be on my leg, but put it somewhere where it's like, it could be here.
Nice.
I gotta figure out a good place to get it. Jib's looking for open skin.
No space. No.
Could be here.
Here.
It could be here, I guess. But
Oi.
yeah, we talked about that being the one of the things I could do to like sort of finalize the documentary. It could be my neck.
No.
Yeah.
No, too much. Don't do it on the neck.
See, Caleb usually pays 5,000 baht minimum for an hour of Sakyan, and he's happy to because it's great quality. So see, 5K an hour minimum.
Huh?
If you do tattoo. Joe's body wax.
No, Joe, no.
Dana, go get a tattoo from Ajahn Fluke in Nonthaburi. I think Jib, go with Dana. He's doing great work. Has studied the art history and has a ton of old sake. Oh, let's say he's quite, he's good sort.
So the thing is, for the Sakyan, you have to really understand what's the meaning of that yan or the alphabet, which is Com alphabet. So maybe I have to study more about it to really know and can read what's that mean before I decide to do a thing. And like if you call it Sakyan, it has to be like something magical that maybe like they have to like pray or something that mostly you see the monk or the guy with the white dress and with the like the round
Well, I think
necklace.
you don't have to do magical ones.
No, I mean like if you call it Sakyan, it's gonna be like that. But if you call it art, like Thai art tattoo, I think I can do that.
Yeah,
but
Thai
for
art
the Sakyan,
tattoo.
I cannot.
Thai
because I'm a
art
woman.
tattoo. New clean needles. That's always a plus. New clean needles every time. I like that. I like that.
Oh, that's good. Your friend should have known that before.
Yeah, so we have a friend. I know Caleb's first couple experiences maybe weren't his first couple sock outs maybe weren't the most hygienic. But we know someone who literally got sock out at a place where there was like ladyboy sex workers getting tattoos before him, and the guy was just like lighting the needle tip with a lighter and going on to the next person. Yeah. Good decisions. Good decisions.
I wonder if you have like a healthcare class in the high school.
No, the health class. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He might have skipped it. Although he also told us HIV was curable. And this was 8 years ago?
Like
Was this 8 years ago? No, we were living in Pachani Wet back then.
like 7 maybe?
7 years ago, yeah. Interesting dude. Interesting dude for sure. But yeah, I think, obviously hygiene's important. Clean needles are important for that type of thing. Absolutely. Also, Callum, you missed the conversation earlier. I was talking about the like GPS here for a motorcycle is like 5, 6, 7,000 baht. So instead, I got a phone holder with a charger, and I bought this like a Oppo F5 that was made it was new, but this model came out in 2017. It was like 1,200 baht, and Google Maps runs fine on it. What's that bit? Oh, it's the link for the site. We'll check it out later. It's the gear. Well, odd-shaped gear.
Or my body just odd.
But yeah, so it's definitely a future career possibility for you, babe. Could be tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Could have an art gallery next to tattoo studio. Set up and do both. Or they could be one and the same. Art gallery, tattoo studio, cafe, all in one.
It's too many.
Too many? Too much? Check out Three Tides Studios in Japan for Asian theme work. That's where I got mine done. Oh, nice.
Ah.
Three Tides. I'll check that out for sure. I like the idea of like a contemporary Thai art design tattoo.
Contemporary.
No,
I learned traditional now.
No, you could do traditional, but I think contempt is nice as well. Because you can, you need that foundation of traditional anyway. So yeah, so you've already got your first reservation with Eric. So you've got a client waiting for you to get good.
Wait. That's pressure, nah?
Chai crap. Time to start practicing.
Oh, at least it has the fake skin that I can practice
have
on
upstairs,
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then can do on pomelos to do.
Pomelo?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's round and the skin is the same as very similar consistency of human skin. Eric wants a magical one.
Huh? Magical one? Oi. Even teacher, okay, let me tell you this story. It's like my friend PA, she bought it's like a tape, for like decoration tape.
Yeah.
But this brand, they make like 5-roll yarn
Oh, okay.
on the tape. So it's a red, it's not maroon red, but it's like a
Chinese red?
dark red, not bright red.
Okay.
It's dark,
Blood.
not that tone, but it's like, let's say it's dark red, not bright red at the angle at the back. And there's like yarn on it, there's 5-roll and other thing like turtle and thing. So it's like long tape like this.
This turtle?
Not that, but it's this line.
Oh, the one that you see from the top?
Yes,
Yeah.
just a line.
This is Yant turtle.
Yes, but it's not this design. And has the giant Taoist one.
Okay.
The giant with the wealth. So PA has it and put like just the 5-roll on her drawing stick.
Okay.
It's like drawing stick is like
Jeff's gonna go grab kit drawings. Oh, I see. This is
this
the.
one, I don't know what you call it.
This is the hand rest.
So like yeah, we have to use this, put it on the work, and when we
Yeah, rest our hand on it. Yeah.
so we don't touch the work. So she put like her 5-row yarn on this, and we think that, oh, it looks nice. It's like it looks like, you know, more of like power. It's like, oh, you want some? So she put the tape on. It's like, and I look at it and say, oh, there are other designs. Like, yeah, you can have all. It's like, so the one at school, I put like long to this, like everything on it. It's like, wow, this looks so good. And then I have an idea like, let's ask teacher, the head of the teacher, write like alphabet on there. So that is the thing we call unalom. It looks like a number 9, but it's very straight up. So you will see it like a Hindu thing or pram thing. Like they have this and like the red one. So somehow PA has the pen with the gold color, but it's permanent. So it's like, let's ask teacher. So I grab the pen and run like, teacher, can you write that for me? He's like, you get into like all this magical. It's like, we need like a support for the second year. So he's like, he laughed a lot. He's like, no, I cannot write that alphabet for you because I don't know enough. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He know enough to say, he doesn't know enough to write it. It's like, and well, you can write whatever to cheer us up to work for the second year. It's like, okay. And he said, he write down for me that's like fighting, like let's go, let's do it. I was like, okay, that's good enough. But you see, teacher not allow himself to write like random
It's
alphabet.
good that he knows.
Yeah, so that's why I said I cannot say that I'm gonna do the Sakyan tattoo because I don't know it and I'm not qualified to do it. But if it's like Thai art tattoo, yes, of course I can do.
So yeah, I was gonna say so Callum was talking about the he throws a quad lock on his.
What quad lock?
It's like a special case that you can twist your phone onto your bike. And then it holds it there. But I think like the vibrations, like the reason to get the Oppo in my opinion is the vibrations. And like also like if you were to accidentally lay your bike down.
Yeah.
Right? Like
so you have your phone like here.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Like, the GPS phones with the bike is fine.
Yeah, exactly. And so if that one smashes, I'm still good. You know, 50% chance at least you got one. Editing time. All right, man. Cool. Catch you later. So yeah, I think like that style art though could be cool tattoo style, right? If you practice it, build up, you know, customer base, portfolio. Good way to supplement.
One thing is like I'm gonna partner up with Piquet, work on like a fabric design.
Yeah.
Because she like so into the fabric world because she import like a Indian hand block print. Remember?
Yeah, she used to also do the the block print. Yeah, we took her class a long time ago, right?
Yes. And like so this year we try to think about like we will paint like the engine, the fabric pattern, like from the mural. We will put it like on a product.
Okay.
Which is she's just so like get into that business. So like we'll think like what we're gonna do and how we're gonna share something like that. Like that will be the thing more than the architecture that I would like to focus on, and it will be the pattern design too.
Nice.
Not design, let's say pattern.
Repeat pattern. Yeah.
Repaint on the paper.
We might have to modify it to be repeat pattern fabric.
Yes, because somehow like in my brain it's easy for me to see the line like from the fabric pattern. When I look at it, I just know like, okay, this one is divided by half or 1/3 or the quarter or how to put the layout, like the frame and like how to draw like detail. I don't know. I just understand it. I just look at it and say, oh, okay, I know it. And like, even my drawing is not perfect, but it's close enough. Like teacher, okay, that's one pass. Like the one that with the angel over there, teacher's like,
Nice.
good one. It's like, oh my, you can do it.
One of the things that I thought was interesting that, well, actually, before we talk about that, I'll talk about, I was out with Chris and Adam last week as well. Yeah, and so...
that's why you missed the live stream last week.
No, that was on Friday we were out. I was out with them on Friday.
I thought you were going to stream on Saturday.
No, that was on Saturday. Yeah, that was on Saturday. Okay, so no, yeah, actually last weekend was wild. I was out. So I ended up going out to see... I met one of the guys, the producer for the band Prodigy, Smack My Bitch Up, or Firestarter.
I don't know that song.
So, anyway, I met him at one of the shops the company I work with owns. And he invited us out to a party. He was DJing at, private party. We went out. Great time. That was Friday night. Hung out with my buddy Tame, who I was at Rolling Loud with. Turns out he's famous.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
Like, but you're foreigner, that's fine. But for me, I'm Thai. It's like, wow.
I posted his photo, and people were like sending me messages like, "Oh, I loved him on." He won like a singing show.
That's why. That's like I feel like, oh my god, what's wrong with me?
But he's a very cool, great dude. Good friend. But anyway, well, then Saturday night, my CEO of the company I work for was taking Chris and Adam out. Since they're doing some stuff together. And so my boss invited me, the CEO invited me, but then Chris and Adam were like, yeah, come. I had a work thing to do right before that. And so, but we ended up hanging out and we had this like epic night. Like they just brought us to all the VIP spots on like Soy 11. And like we were like VIP at Levels, at Sugar. I mean, it was pretty dope. There's this awesome Japanese DJ playing that night. It was fantastic. But one of the things I almost always carry a pocket knife with me. This happens to be the one I'm carrying. This is my new one, my Buck 110. I guess like you could say it's my EDC. I almost always throw this in my pocket. I happen to have this in my pocket that night, not realizing we were going to clubs and stuff. I thought I was just meeting them at like Kraft and Scruffy's. And so they pat us down at Levels. Security pats everyone down. They miss my knife.
Yeah.
And like this is not a small knife, right? This is a very large. It's not the largest.
Have it?
Like it's not the largest of knives, but it would definitely be considered a big knife. By most standards.
Can you find it?
Yeah, for sure. And it was clipped on my pocket, right? So it's got a pocket clip.
Maybe he think that it might be you have like vapor.
A vape or something. I don't know, but he didn't even ask to check it.
Like maybe it's a wave.
But so anyway, I ended up talking to the guy who runs the door there because he's doing a project with me on something else, and he's South African, and one of my other coworkers is South African. We were talking. I was like, just so you know, your door guy missed my knife. I had it in my pocket. When they patted me down, he didn't find it, and he's like, mate, why do you have a knife on you? I'm like, you don't carry a knife? He's like, and they're like, damn Americans. And I was like, oh, what? Like, it's not a thing? And they're like, no, mate, no one carries a knife in South Africa. Like, I was like, a knife would be like a very basic thing to carry in the U.S. And then he's like,
also a gun.
He was like, how big? Well, that's what I meant. Like, more that, like, that would be something not uncommon. And then he was like, well, how big was it? When I, like, kind of show him, he's like, oh, God damn. He's like, all right, don't tell anyone else.
So he has to train his guy more.
He just got to talk to him, like, yo.
So maybe it's like, it's on the same side of your wallet?
No, where I put my phone.
Maybe his thing is like...
I keep it on the right side, yeah.
Something, you know.
Yeah. I've ran mount on my large motorbikes for years and never had an issue, including no issues with phone camera. Yeah, I've got a couple. I had a ram mount on my previous bike, Mr. Yule, and I didn't mind it. It moved a little bit, like it wasn't super stable. I went to this Motor Wolf one. I've got one that has a charging. I've got to get it wired up to the new bike, and I like this. It works well. And again, like that's, I think the other reason for me to keep my primary phone on me and then a separate phone for GPS. One, the phone that's out for GPS is just baking in the sun all day, right? So that's one of the things to really consider. I've actually
sun here.
I've seen multiple times like on grab bikes where the phone will blow up or just shut down from being too hot.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to really consider. And even I've noticed, like, when I did the Sukhumvit trip with Chris, there were times I'd take my phone off when we get to a gas station. It was like just too hot to even touch. So something to think about, just like when you're running the GPS, it's very intensive and you're discharging a lot of battery, causing a lot of heat. So, I think that's one thing to consider. That's another reason that I really went this route. And I like this Moto Wolf case. It's built solid, and the way it tightens down, it holds the phone really well. If they made a quad lock for the Oppo F5, which they do not, I would probably get one. I don't really like the idea of using an adhesive to the back of the phone because I'm not, with the heat here and everything, I wouldn't trust it. Because they do sell like a quad lock adhesive mount for the back of the phone, but I just, again, like with the heat and everything, like last thing I want is my phone flopping around on the ground while I'm driving down the road at like 100 kilometers an hour.
You drive 100?
Sometimes, if that's the speed limit. Maybe security.
Why 60?
It depends. In the city, yeah. In the city, 60, but outside the city, 100, 110.
With
easy.
the bike.
With the bike, yeah. And I get passed by other bikes all the time.
Let them go.
So maybe security thought you were just happy to be patted down. Oh, maybe I was. Joe wants to know.
Maybe he thinks it's something else. No, but it's not on that side, of course.
Joe wants to know how far we are from 4565 Ekamai Alley 10.
So there's the zip code is a 10110.
What's 4565? Ekamai soy sip isn't that
10.
far.
It's a donkey.
Yeah.
You're gonna live near the donkey mall.
Yeah, that's not far from it. I pass that every day on my way home.
Yeah, you ride it to work.
Yeah, I pass, and that's right near Donkey, which is great little Japanese grocery store.
Ekamai area is good, but it's traffic.
Yeah, a lot of traffic.
Soy 10 by, that's fine.
Yeah.
Soy 10, I don't think that there's a resident area there.
On Soy 12, there's pretty big apartments.
Yeah, but I mean on 10, they don't. It's a business, like you're just a commercial.
There must be behind. There must be restaurants behind residents behind Donkey.
Yeah. I think. Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, Ekamai is like all the Japanese live there. Ekamai, Thonglo, also Prakanong, and Onnut.
That's a great area. Like if you're gonna, it's a little bit deep from the BTS, Joe.
But a little bit expensive, more expensive than here.
But if you're gonna be riding around, like if you're gonna get a scooter, great location. Yeah, for sure. I like that area, Ekamai. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's expensive, but I like it. It's nice. I like it more than Thonglo. Thonglo is crazy traffic.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you may see like a nice sport cars.
Every day when I ride to the office, I'm seeing Lambos, Ferraris, Porsches, Bentley. I saw the other day there was at the office, someone parked BMW, I want to say 745E or 735E. With this amazing matte gray finish, like beautiful paint, like matte gray.
Oh, okay.
But it's a huge car though. It's so big.
Oh.
It's like insane how big this car is. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool car, but it's so big.
I still remember the other day we saw like a Batman sport car.
Yeah.
That one is what was the name?
Aventador.
What brand is that?
Is a Lamborghini Aventador?
Okay, Lambo.
Or no, it was a Lambo. I don't know if it's Aventador. Aventador might be Bentley.
Aventador.
Yeah.
I don't know that's the model name, right? But not the brand name.
Oh, it's a condo over there.
Oh, condo over there.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a good area, Joe.
Stay there, Joe. I will see you a lot because I like donkey. So I have a reason why to go there. lunch with you.
I think it's a good it's a good neighborhood as well. I say if you're gonna have a scooter in the city, Joe, that's a great place. But if you're planning to take the train everywhere, that's a bit
It's
far.
a bit
Yeah.
but if you live like near Soy 10, you can take shuttle bus. It's free.
The
It's
donkey shuttle.
Shuttle. It's not bus. It's a shuttle vehicle that like drive from Donkey to they will drop you at the
Thong Lo
Thong
Beach.
Lo, which is you can walk to BTS. It's short, or like in front of Major Ekamai.
The
Yeah.
problem with that is that it's only
It's
every
not
45
often.
minutes. Yeah.
Yes, you have to plan what time you're gonna depart. But if you can do that, that's easy.
Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Yule said, yeah, good point. Last ride during the heat wave, my phone overheated, wouldn't allow me to take photos. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so that is I've seen a few times on grabs where the phone just blows up and the screen pops out from being overheated. So that is something like I've got in mind. I look at this phone and like for 1,200 baht, if it blows
It's
up,
okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, you're gonna buy an Africa Twin in Thailand? That's not quite a get
it
around
big?
the city. Yes, it's huge.
Oh, then you're gonna stuck in traffic, Joe. No, and you're gonna sweat to death before you can pass the next junction.
So I think if you can get like for going out of the city, the Africa Twin's a dope bike. Like if you're gonna like ride that and go up into Chiang Mai,
Right
or,
to visit Uncle Craig.
yeah, go somewhere cool like Africa. I love the Africa Twin. It's amazing,
And then
amazing
stop
bike.
by to have pizza at Dave.
Yeah, when he builds his new
Or
New Haven style oven.
Like the bread that he baked is
Oh
like
yeah,
what,
the
sourdough?
bread, yeah, sourdough. So yeah, Africa Twin's a great bike, but definitely plan on getting a small bike for getting around the city.
Yeah, just get
Yeah.
around. You get like small one that you can pass like between the cars.
Yeah, get like a Scoopy Eye to drive around the
You
city.
know, something small.
Yeah, I would say like for me, Joe, like I love the Africa Twin. That's like, I think it's more bike than you need in Thailand personally. Just
Or
because
say just in city.
in general, I mean, like unless like if he wants to go like on trips up into like the Hill Tribe, that's the bike to take, right? But like there's not a lot of that in Thailand, so like I'd almost rather have like a CR300, CRF 300 Rally,
What size of an engine?
the Africa Twin 1100 cc.
Oh, too much. Then no.
But I mean, it's a proper adventure touring bike.
You cannot ride on a highway here. So
Yeah, well, I mean, there's only highway in Bangkok that you can't ride on. Everywhere else is.
even like when you go out, like maybe they don't like really have like a split for the highway. But if wind is it, you should not ride.
Yeah, for sure. But I was just saying, the 1100, it's
Should they,
yeah.
it might be too hot.
I know it's liquid cooled. It'll run fine. I've seen them here. I've ridden
Okay.
one here. It's
Okay.
I had the chance to buy a used one last year.
No.
But it's too much bike.
Yes.
It's like I love it. But like if I wasn't doing like adventure riding every week, like I can't justify that much money for a bike.
Yeah.
The same reason like I didn't go with the CB500X. Like it's not a practical bike for driving in the city, and it's more bike than I would use on a regular basis. Right. And like, I love small bikes. So it's like for me, the Exciter 155 is like that perfect. It's still small. It's the same size as a Honda Wave.
And I can sit.
You can sit. It's got 30 cc's more than the Honda Wave, and it's an epic little kit. I love it. So, like for an 1100 cc adventure bike, and like I said, if I lived in America, I would own an Africa Twin, because every weekend we would jump on that bike and we would just go ride. Right, and take like a ride into the countryside, or like go camping with the bike, or something, and get use
And
from
we have
it.
shotgun sticks to the side.
Yeah, shotgun on the side of the bike, of course. But I mean, like that. It's just such an amazing. Like I could wax poetic about that bike. The Africa Twin's amazing, but it's not.
Not for
not the
here.
right tool. Even I think if I lived in America, like no matter where we lived, we would still get like the small bike, and I just think that's our vibe. But like if I was gonna have like if an adventure bike just to have, it'd be the Africa Twin. So he says his condo's on the 6th floor,
Ah,
5
okay.
bed and an office. Nice, it's
Wow.
big.
Wow.
A lot of space. It's probably gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
That area has a lot of older, bigger condos too.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what's for getting. Yeah. So what are you gonna get for in the city? Oh, he says he'll be doing a car service. Why not get a scooter, Joe? Why do car service? Get a scooter. I think you'll have more fun. Like get the Africa Twin for getting out of the city for sure.
Maybe
For
let
sure.
him like get to know the city before he start to ride by himself.
Yeah.
Like he will know how like other drivers
Mm.
like behavior. So it is. I believe this is different from American, like how to
Yeah.
drive. So we don't really stop for a red light.
Yeah. Actually, Joe, I would get a Grom for the city and get the Africa Twin for out of the city, for sure. So yeah, Mr. Yu, I agree. Like in Chiang Mai, it would make a lot more sense to have an AT, but at the same time, like a CB500 or an NC750 would be more than enough in Chiang Mai also, unless you're doing real like epic like off-road adventure stuff in Chiang Mai. Then yeah, the Africa Twin. Like you're not gonna really ride off-road with the CB500. Like light trail, yeah. You could get away with, but like you're not gonna take the CB500 or the NC750 up into the Hill Tribe area.
Oh, you
It's
can
not
ride
built for that.
to Pai.
Yeah, I mean, look, like great bikes, but oh, it's built in 2018, 6th and 7th floor. Nice, Joe.
Ah,
Miss you, I ran a CB500X in Bangkok for 3 years. It was near perfect. Caveat, I ran up a bigger roads like Wipavadi for work. So plenty of space, not in tiny soils.
okay.
All right, yeah, so I mean, yeah, if you're going up Wipavadi, I guess once you get north of Dam Myung and the traffic sort of breaks a bit, not bad. I like that bike, the CB500X. It's a little tall for me. I have short legs. So, like, Mr. Yule, I gotta like throw that in there. My body, despite being tall, I'm 185 centimeters. I'm very, very short inseam. So, for me to have a CB500X is like I couldn't flat foot it, and I like if I can't flat foot the bike, then I'd rather have
What
the
is your
Africa
NC?
Twin. 28 inches.
What's mine?
I think yours is 29 inches.
No, where's the?
Oh no, we didn't measure inseam yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, but yeah, so yeah, I think like for me, like I can't flat foot the 500X. I love that bike. I've ridden it. I thought about buying one too, and again, it's just like the biggest I think I would go with a bike for me, I'd go 300cc.
Because you don't ride fast.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not a speed demon.
Then
And-
you don't need a big engine.
And like for me, 300cc is a big enough bike that you could ride out the city if you really want to have a big bike. But then at the same time, like my 155 is like perfect for me. What, you want to be a complete douchebag, Joe?
Will you complain when you go to Royal Palace?
Yeah.
For
So
100
you want to be a douchebag and complain everywhere you go? That's what Patty did, right? Be a complete tool. Get your ass kicked by a skinny guy who doesn't know how to fight. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I just ordered a new helmet for myself as well. I use the modular helmets, and I have to buy LS2s because I have a weird shaped head, like very round. Actually, I just ordered another white LS2, so I can have a second
How
one.
many helmets do you need?
So I've got the open face that I wear to work sometimes, but I want to be able to have 2 flip ups because the other one's getting kind of salty as well. Actually, I got to clean those today. After the live stream, I'll clean my helmet liners. Nice. What type of helmets you bringing, Joe? What brand? Yeah, he complained at he said the Palace wasn't. He complains everywhere that he has to pay that it's racist. that he goes. He says it's racist to have to pay more than Thai people, despite the fact that he doesn't pay taxes here or have a work permit or anything, or that he's not a citizen. He basically comes and goes on tourist visas. So he feels entitled to not have to pay for things that Thai people don't have to pay for, that their taxes subsidize. And then he complained about it not being beautiful and the art not being that good at the palace. And then he reviewed Wat Arun from across the river at a bar. He's like, yeah, it looks nice, drinking a beer. So yeah, he's a douchebag. Actually, if I saw Patty, I'd probably throw hands with him if I had the opportunity.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go to jail for murder.
It's not
Just
worth
hit him
to
one
do
time.
it.
Joe says not that part.
That's good, Joe.
If Jib's on the back with a cat helmet, then Dana
Chris
needs to
just
be
laughed
rocking
like
a
Thai
muscle.
style.
Yeah, I saw that. 555. That's where it's at. So I need a mouse helmet and Jib needs the cat helmet. I saw someone the other day. It was early morning. I was driving. Their helmet had like a fuzzy wrap around it with a teddy bear.
Huh?
So their helmet looked like a teddy bear. Huh? Yeah.
It's a for show or something?
Yeah, just for show. No, they were just. There was like a grab
like
driver.
They go to like a event grab driver.
Yeah, grab driver. Yeah.
Oh, you want one? I may be able to make one for you.
Yeah.
Like just.
And Hefe brings
outside.
up a good point, and not to forget, it's a Thai person's heritage. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, everywhere he goes, complains, and it just drives me insane, absolutely insane, and like he's so ignorant about certain things that it just drives me. He's also a shitty motorbike driver, so Joe, I'm sure you're a better rider than him. So, yeah. Ooh, Street Twin 900 now. Wow, that would be very easy to flat foot. Still not for tiny soy. Yeah. No, that's a great bike. The Street Twin 900. Wow.
Is it big?
Triumph. I'm gonna say, in my opinion, like right now, Triumph's probably making the best looking bikes on the market. They've really nailed. I'm not a British bike person, but Triumph has really nailed like this blend of vintage and modern design.
Phone husband has Triumph.
Oh,
I don't know what model.
Yeah. I remember you telling. I don't know what model.
So they ride from. They ride in Ratchaburi now.
Yeah.
Like go to like a cafe or something, like restaurant.
But yeah, Triumph. Like I said, I think Triumph for the most part has really nailed the design aspect of bikes, like the aesthetic that they have. I think no one comes close to that. Mm-hmm. Though I'll say that the Royal Enfield, which is an Indian company, I forget what's the Himalaya. Might be the coolest looking adventure bike out there because it's like still has that vintage styling to it. Probably the most sluggish of the. I've ridden the Himalaya. It's by far one of the coolest looking bikes. A bit sluggish to ride with that 400cc engine, which is strange. Like I expect it to have more pep than it does. But yeah, the Street Twin 900 is a dope bike. So you're up at Mr. Yule. You're up in Chiang Mai then, riding that. I imagine, definitely not a small soy bike. The new Honda Scrambler, they call it the CL or the CF, CL300, CL500. That's a nice looking bike, but it's basically it's a modified Rebel. I wish they had made the 1100 Scrambler. That would have been a cool little kit, like big engine Scrambler. Ruko, okay. Yeah, 40 plus. Yeah, I think you got a little bit more experience. You're probably not going to drive all around Thailand with your directional light on, right? flashing left everywhere you go. I want to see Joe ride a lawn worm. Can we make that video happen, Joe?
I will scream if I see it in my yard, like, yow.
Yeah, Joe, you definitely got to get like a little scooter for Bangkok and then keep the AT for getting out of the city. Get like a Grom for when you're in the city and the AT for when you need to pop out. Africa, it really is a dope bike. Dope bike. But it's a lot of bike.
What's the model of like a Terminator bike?
That was a Harley for sure.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't know which one, but AC neck piece.
It's like blow the air
Yeah.
to you. Oh, that's nice.
They do have those. I don't know if
But
they're
you don't have
AC.
neck.
They're just fans. Yeah, I don't have a neck, so I
So you
can't.
cannot wear it.
Once you're riding, Joe, it's not that bad. It's when you're in traffic that's rough.
Yeah, when you have to stop at a traffic light, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, Triumph does great on lots of beautiful design details on their bikes. Nothing cut short. Never thought I'd be a Triumph guy, but for now, yeah, no, I mean, beautiful bikes, beautiful, absolutely beautiful bikes. I think again, like I'm not really like a British bike guy, but you can't deny how beautiful they are. Probably the best looking bikes on the market right now. I know every Harley guy is gonna be killing me for saying that, but they've really dialed it in. Like they've got this vintage styling in a very modern way, and it looks really cool. And I think if you look at like a Triumph, and then you look at something like the new Honda Scrambler, the CL 500, where it's sort of meant to have like this Honda aesthetic, but look a little vintage because of the styling, but it's leaned a little bit too hard on the modern aspects of the design for what it is. So for me, I think like that quality of design, like just getting it dialed in just right. They've nailed it. It will be all black. Okay. How strong Dana ankles to handle free skates? I could skate for sure. I don't think my ankles would snap. I'm up in Vietnam. I did also test the Himalayan and wanted to like it, but the engine rides. Yeah, so yeah, you agree. So it's I want to like it too, but it's sluggish for a 400cc. It's a bit like you turn the throttle and it doesn't really go. But it is a good looking bike. I've also like there's a bunch of people talk about like you've got to really with the Himalaya you've got to go through and wrench down all of your bolts and all of your connections when you get it, because apparently the assembly of the body and the cage and stuff isn't great right out of the factory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even just right out of the factory?
Yeah. So it's just a quality control thing where it's like I'm used to riding, like I've ridden Honda for years. I got a Yamaha now. Like Japanese bikes, like from a manufacturing and design perspective, they're just so refined. Like you don't have those issues. I'm sure Triumph is the same way. Harley's the same way. I've never owned a Kawasaki. I'm sure they're the same. I've had Suzuki's. Despite the fact that I wasn't the biggest fan of my Raider, that Suzuki was well put together, well built, well designed. So, there's aspects to that side of things where I think Royal Enfield's not the oldest company, right? They're still like, India's not exactly known for highest quality production. So I think they're just going through like a learning curve. But they've got like design-wise, their bikes do look good. I would say they're not quite as refined as a Triumph design, but it's a good-looking bike. It's just not, the quality's not there. And like Mr. Yule said, I agree, the engine, the bike doesn't ride that. It's not peppy, right? It doesn't have the qualities you expect from that adventure motorcycle from the engine side. It's a little sluggish, I think you could probably get through most things. Especially if you're a skilled rider, you can ride just about anything, right? Like I could ride like a Honda Wave, through dirt tracks if I had to. But like it's obviously there's levels of ease to it. And when you get something like an Africa Twin that can just go over anything, right? And then you try to ride like something like a Himalaya where you need to work it a lot more. So it depends on like the type of ride you want. But yeah, even just riding in the city with the Himalayas, I think would be a bit sluggish. And it's a big bike. Will Jib take up Mahanakorn rooftop video once Mojo's is there?
No.
It's expensive to go up there, right? Like 600 baht.
I don't like the height.
Arnold's Harley was a bog standard except for the exhaust. The whole thing on wires, of course, for the jump. I heard that particular sold a while back for close to 500K. No doubt. I mean, if you have there's a great channel that I love on YouTube called VinWiki. And they basically tell stories about cars. Great storytelling channel. But one of the things that they talk about is like developing the history and the story of a vehicle really adds to the value. So obviously something like Arnold's Harley out of the Fat Boy, he said, Arnold's Harley out of the movie, obviously has a huge story. Himalaya is a single cylinder, so it chugs along slowly, makes it very approachable for off-road, but not much fun on-road, I guess. Yeah, I think even off-road, though, right, you don't have the power, you don't have that same power band, like if you really want to have fun on the dirt track. Like some single track in the woods. But I guess more technical stuff, you could just sort of like work it through. I'm bringing my wingman of the road, Toucan.
What is that?
Toucan, the bird, right? Toucan. But yeah, I think ultimately it'll be fun to when you're here, Joe. I'd love to go for a ride with you. We'll do a pizza run. Is Dana suave on a moped? I am suave on a moped, on a scooter. Hello. Would you like to ride my 150cc's? I've got the... Did you know that my scooter is a long stroke? Oh, your bike camping tent. Nice. Not too much. Camping's a bit tough here compared to like other countries.
It's hot.
Yeah, but not just...
Hot camp.
You also can't wild camp here. It's illegal. So, like... Actually, I saw a video, though. One guy, he was riding a unicycle around the world. And when he was
Unicycle.
Yeah, when he was in Thailand, he one night he slept in one of those little huts on the side of the road near the rice paddy.
Yeah.
He just pulled off and slept there.
Huh.
Yeah. Set his tent up inside the hut.
Uh-huh.
That legal or no? I think it's private property, right?
Yes, but like it's a big rice paddy that like actually maybe owner doesn't know that he's there.
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
Because it's big.
And they don't go to those every hut every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I live in Florida. No ASMR session. Long stroke. Camp out of back of PTT gas station. You could, some of them you could. They've got enough space behind them. Go from PTT to PTT. Yeah, I think in Florida, I mean, can you wild camp in Florida? Or I know that there's campgrounds in Florida. But can you just wild camp on the side of the road with the gators?
I think here, I'm not sure if there's I'm not sure if there is a law that not let you camp.
Well, I don't think... I mean, if someone with private property wants to let you camp, you can, right?
There's a private property you cannot.
They have campgrounds. I know you're only allowed to camp in national parks in designated areas. You can't wild camp there.
Yeah, but like, let's say if you ride, like, you have road trip, and you stop at like the hut that built by government.
Yeah.
So it's like actually, it's a kind of race area for like long drive or you wait for a bus.
Okay.
That one, like you're not gonna like put the tent in it, but you can sleep on a bench there.
Okay.
Or you might have like a mosquito net on, but not gonna make like you're not gonna cooking in it. Like that's one fine.
Campgrounds. Yeah, I mean, I think like if there are campgrounds around Thailand for sure. Especially up you get around the national parks like Khao Yai and stuff. There's a lot of campgrounds, and they're pretty affordable. Patty Camper. Oh, sorry, different. He was campy. Anyway, with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Talking about everything going on. I gotta go soak my toe and get it better. Then I have to go work on cleaning up the upstairs room, get that set up. So thank you for rocking with us as always, everyone. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another live stream. Working on the robot building documentary still, and the Jay Jackson video should be wrapping up. I'm just waiting for him to get me his behind the scenes footage from Rolling Loud. Again, everyone, thank you very much for rocking with us. We'll see you next time.